Welcome to Between the Whistles. I'm your host, Joe Chap. Detroit Lions play the New York Giants tomorrow. I was at joint practice yesterday. It was great to see the Detroit Lions up close and personal in the practice situation because you actually got to see some things that I heard, but I just needed to see for myself. So that was great to see. And tomorrow, the real games start. The real stuff starts tomorrow. And it's going to be very interesting to watch. I got 5 things that we should be looking forward to as Lions fans, something that we should be looking at when we go to watch tomorrow's game against the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. Now, the fifth thing, I'm going to start just right off the hop because the fifth thing I think we should be looking at is Levi Onwuzurike. Is he a good player or is he not a good player? Can he help us or can he not help us? Now, a lot of people have given up on Levi Onwuzurike, and deservedly so. He has not been healthy. He has not been with the team very much, and he has not been a useful active roster participant, but that's because he's been injured. Now, can I find use for him in his third year? Potentially. Can he be a useful piece to this Detroit Lions team this year? Potentially. Can he be a guy that I can put next to Broderick Martin as an interior pass rush or Lee McNeil as a interior pass rush? Potentially. But he's got to earn it. And I'm looking forward to see what Levi Onwuzurike can truly, truly do because you've seen potential with him at Washington. You see a lot of potential with him, and the fact that he has not been able to stay healthy has been, it just sucks seeing that. And it just you're hopeful that he can put it all together and he could be a useful piece for his team because he was a second round pick. If he can't, this preseason is really going to determine his fate in his NFL career. So that's the fifth guy I'm watching. We're gonna go to the fourth guy. The fourth guy I'm going to be watching is Dylan Drummond. Dylan Drummond is an undrafted free agent out of Eastern Michigan, and you know he's been getting a lot of pull from a lot of the media saying that he's been playing pretty good. I went there yesterday. I was impressed by the way that he got open in coverage. I think it's very underrated when you're a rookie and you find ways to get uncovered in coverage. Like it's very, very technical, and you got to be very, very smart to do that. And I like the way he was doing with that. So Dylan Drummond's my guy because I think that he was the one that was taking kick returns back yesterday. No one knew why, but it was recovered. It was revealed today why he was. Justin Jackson, who was a guy who was a potential kick return guy, he abruptly retired. So Dylan Drummond could have a shot to get the roster point if he can be good on special teams and in the passing game. And I'm very interested to see what he can do in the pass game because I know he's not going to have the best players to play with. Nate Sudfeld, Adrian Martinez, they're not good. I watched them at practice yesterday, and they're pretty brutal guys. They were no wonder we signed Teddy Bridgewater. So if he can catch passes from Nate Sudfeld or Adrian Martinez, he can catch passes from anyone. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Dylan Drummond does tomorrow. My third guy is Chase Lucas. Now, Chase Lucas was a seventh round pick last year out of Arizona State, and he's been doing really well in training camp, guys. And he is becoming more of a he's a pass breakup machine. And look, I don't need Chase Lucas to be a top cornerback. I would love that, but I don't need that. If he could just be a fourth cornerback option for when you eventually have injuries, that would be absolutely phenomenal. If he could be that third, fourth cornerback on the roster, I would be so elated with that. And he's one of the guys I'm watching tomorrow because I've seen him in training camp. I seen him yesterday. He was making some pretty great plays in the past game, past breakups. We know we got Cam Sutton. Cam Sutton showed out like yesterday with his past breakups. I'm excited about this Detroit Lions secondary. They have a shot to be a legitimate unit, but that's my third guy that I'm looking at is Chase Lucas. My second guy, it's very clear, guys. It's another cornerback, Starling Thomas. Starling Thomas, another undrafted free agent. He has the ability to make this roster again. This is another cornerback who is an undrafted free agent that could make this roster. Brad Holmes has done an uncanny ability of finding good talent from undrafted free agents in the cornerback option market. Look at he found AJ Parker. He found Jerry Jacobs. He probably found another stud in Chase Lucas and another guy in Starling Thomas who could potentially both make the roster. Obviously Chase Lucas was a 7th round pick, but you're getting my point. He's finding guys to fit the mold and that can help the cornerback depth charts and be deep in that portion, because over the course of the year you're going to have injuries to your cornerback position. So if you have good depth pieces, that's key. Because look, if you looked at the Detroit Lions like a couple years ago, they had no depth in the secondary, and it was absolutely brutal. Now they're starting to build up to where they have a lot of depth. And look, I'm very excited about the depth at cornerback because I think it could be really good for this Detroit Lions team. And Starling Thomas, everything you've been hearing, I went to training camp yesterday. He was balling yesterday. It's time to see it in real games. Let's see what you're capable of. Let's see what you can do. Let's see what's going to happen and make it happen. And hopefully that he can earn a roster spot on this Detroit Lions team in a stacked cornerback position. And obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with Emmanuel Moseley. So if you have enough depth to kind of get you through until Emmanuel Moseley comes back, absolutely huge. And if you got one as an undrafted free agent, kudos to Brad Holmes. That's a huge, huge get. The first guy. This is the guy I'm the most excited about, and I'm going to tell you why. I think Broderick Martin could be the steal of the draft. I truly think Broderick Martin could be the steal of the draft. He's not going to be your pass rushing defensive tackle. He's not going to be rushing the quarterback, getting 12 sacks, 10 sacks, 8 sacks. It's not going to happen. What he's going to do is be a cog in the run game for other teams. Other teams are going to have to prepare for Broderick Martin. I'm excited to see what Broderick Martin brings in the run game potentially. If you stack him next to Isaiah Boggs, if you stack him up to Lee McNeil, what can happen when Lee McNeil is one-on-one? Because you can't just single block Broderick Martin. He's too big of a human, and you're probably gonna have to double team him. So if Lee McNeil can go one-on-one with the guy, what does that do for the Detroit Lions defense? It helps the defense immensely helps the defense. So I'm looking forward to those 5 things. There's also some other things I'm looking forward to. I want to see what Mo Ibrahim is going to bring, because yesterday in practice I saw him just dominating, just running through the hole. Last year when we were watching DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams, one of the things I had a problem with was they had a lot of times they had chances to get more yards than they should have, and for whatever reasons they took the wrong hole or they went to the wrong side, and it cost them yards. Even Ben Johnson said in a press conference, we left a lot of meat on the bone with the run game, and he was exactly calling out what I was just saying. Mo Ibrahim is a north-south runner. He's gonna go through some people, and I seen that yesterday with the Lions joint practice. He was literally going through people. Like if they were in the hole, he was making a big pop. And you loved seeing that big pop that you've seen because he actually made things happen. And Mo Ibrahim's the guy that I'm looking at for the Detroit Lions. There's a lot of things that we're looking at for the Detroit Lions, but this could be a special year. And hopefully we see a lot of things happen with this preseason game with the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. And I'll be back to cover it all after the game, and I'll put the YouTube out for that. So if you're new to the channel, subscribe, and I'll keep you entertained throughout the Detroit Lions season. It's going to be a fun one. I'll see you in the next video.